A high-seas confrontation that could ignite a war. In the middle is a boat belonging to U.S. ally, the Philippines, sandwiched by the China Coast Guard in the heavily contested South China Sea on Monday. Footage released by the Armed Forces of the Philippines shows its uniformed sailors attempting to fight back. Some Chinese Coast Guard personnel armed with axes and knives. But Beijing says the Philippines started it.
Law enforcement measures taken by the China Coast Guard at the site were professional and restrained.
China says it seized guns and ammunition from the Philippines ship, which was en route to the Second Thomas Shoal. It is in Manila's exclusive economic zone, but Beijing claims almost all of the South China Sea for itself. In March, I was on board a Philippine Coast Guard ship on one of these routine trips. Chinese Coast Guard ships swarmed the Philippine ship. It is just after sunrise, and as you may see, there is a large Chinese Coast Guard ship directly in front of this Philippines Coast Guard vessel. A Chinese Coast Guard ship blasted another Philippine boat with water cannons. Monday's clash marks a clear escalation, with multiple Philippine servicemen injured. Just last month, the Philippine president drew this red line.
If a Filipino citizen is killed by a willful act, that is, I think, very, very close to what we define as an act of war, and therefore we will respond accordingly.
If that happens, the United States could be called to help the Philippines, and some experts argue Manila already has grounds to invoke its mutual defense treaty with the U.S., which has increased its military presence in the Philippines, angering China.
The Philippines would be perfectly within its rights under the treaty to go to the United States and say, this meets the terms of Article 3, we need your help, and enter into those formal high-level consultations about what is to be done.
In a call with his Filipino counterpart this week, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the U.S. commitment to defending the Philippines is ironclad. This simmering maritime dispute now threatens to boil over, with all the potential for a much greater conflict. Ivan Watson, CNN.